For many Canadians, this is home. It's where you learn the lessons of life. It's where extended family is created. In so many ways, hockey is Canada, and Canada is hockey. For Quebec native Marc-André Bourdon, his dream was to play in the NHL, and it looked as if he was well on his way. The Philadelphia Flyers drafted Marc in the third round of the 2008 NHL entry draft. Unfortunately, during Marc's second year of professional hockey, he'd be sent down to the lowest minor league affiliate possible.
You know, that's not the path you want to have in your life. You want to move forward. And actually, that turned out to be something really good for me in my career because that's where I heard about God for the first time. I went to chapel because all the guys were going. And when I went to chapel, I heard from God, but I didn't think much of it. Like, I just ate the free meal. I was like, okay, that's, good story, but this is just a story. And coming back in the AHL the next year, there was some guys from Greenville, and we started going to chapel there. And I really, I kind of started reading the Bible slowly but surely. I was still not, believing in it, but it started to, sink in. And I got called up to the NHL after 14 games, so that was pretty special.
His dream had now become a reality. Marc had put on the Flyers sweater. However, the true life-changing event would soon follow.
Flyers had a really good team. They had defensemen like Timonen, Colburn, Matt Carl, Meseros. They had all guys that were established, so there was absolutely no spot for a new guy, and it made room for me, and I was like, wow, this is happening, I made it. I scored my first goal, I played in the NHL, I played in the Winter Classic. But what's really special is that through that, I kept going to chapel. The chapel guy's name is Dan Edwards, and I'm still really good friends with him, and he was definitely the one that explained me what God's love was, and I really came to God because of him, because of God first, but through him, and I'm really thankful for him, and for God putting him in my life, and he always had a little flyer with a verse on an explanation, and I really started reading the Bible and everything, and it was still a process, and I'm still in the process. I mean, we're all in the process. We're never going to be perfect, but that's really where I accepted Christ in my life. I'm convinced that God got me to be a Christian when I played through success in order to prepare me for what was coming.
With a promising career in front of him, the next 2 seasons for Marc would be filled with trials. Marc would only be able to play in 24 games over the next 2 years, and at the end of the 2013-14 season, he'd be forced to retire at the age of 24.
I think when I had my concussions, I was like, what? God, I prayed, I was a new Christian, I didn't really know how to do it. I was like, God, I trust you with my life, but please help me, but I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So, I started praying and everything, and I was praying for God to touch my heart so I could understand more and become a better Christian. But I was also praying for my career to go on until I'm 50 years old. Obviously, if I could, play in the NHL and have a great fate, that would have been the ideal world, but I just don't think that was meant for me, so I got over it because of God. There's no way I would have got over it if I didn't, get to know God.
God had a plan for Marc, impacting youth through hockey. It was his involvement with Hockey Ministries International that brought him to meet Kirk Handy, the head coach of the Liberty Flames. That meeting put the wheels in motion for Marc to become an assistant coach on the staff.
I love Liberty. I love every guy on the team, every guy that has a hand to play on the team. I think it's awesome. God's got a plan for me, and I will follow it, but I love Liberty, man. It's like ministering, being with these guys. I have hands with 25 players every single day for the year, and through just loving them and trying to shine your light, some hearts are going to be touched.
A once promising hockey career now looks like a Hall of Fame career for Christ.